All right, so you're thinking about becoming an auctioneer and have an interview coming up. We've got some great resources from RoleCatcher to help you prepare. Their career guide and sample interview questions will give us lots to unpack. We'll figure out what those interviewers are really looking for and how to stand out from the crowd.
It's not just about knowing the right answers, it's about showcasing the skills and mindset that make a successful auctioneer.
Exactly. So before we jump into the questions, let's quickly talk about how RoleCatcher's AI tools can give you an advantage. Imagine having your answers prepped and polished using AI feedback.
Their platform analyzes the job description to identify those must-have skills. Then it helps tailor your responses accordingly. You can even practice your answers and get AI-powered feedback to fine-tune them.
It's like having a secret weapon. And they even have a free account to get you started. Okay, ready to dive into those interview questions. First up, can you tell us about your previous experience in the auction industry? Seems simple enough, but what are they really trying to find out?
They're looking for more than just a list of your past jobs. This is your chance to showcase your passion for the field. What kind of auctions have you worked with? What were your responsibilities? And what achievements are you most proud of?
The RoleCatcher Career Guide mentions different career stages for auctioneers. It goes from entry level all the way up to senior positions. So even if you haven't led a huge auction yet, you can still talk about your experiences. Talk about assisting, observing, and learning from the pros.
Right. Show them you're eager to learn and grow. And be ready for follow-up questions. They might ask for specific examples or to describe challenges you've overcome.
Okay, question 2. How do you prepare for an auction? I bet organization is key here, right?
Absolutely. They want to see that you have a systematic approach. Do you have a checklist? How do you research the items and determine their value?
The guide mentions product comprehension. It's not just talking fast, but truly understanding the items.
It's about showcasing your knowledge. Can you speak to an item's history, its unique features? This shows you're not just selling an object, you're selling a story. And don't forget about marketing. How do you get those bidders excited?
Speaking of bidders, question 3 is a tough one. How do you handle difficult bidders during an auction? Things can get heated, especially with those competitive personalities.
This is where your conflict resolution skills come in. Think of a time when you had to deal with a disruptive bidder. How did you de-escalate the situation while staying professional and in control?
The career guide lists tolerate stress as an important skill, which makes sense in this high-pressure environment.
Exactly. Be prepared to discuss how you stay calm under pressure. And they might ask about handling online bidders too. That adds a whole other layer of complexity.
On to question 4. How do you stay up to date with current trends in the auction industry? This one's all about showing you're in it for the long haul, not just for this one job.
It's about continuous learning. Mention the industry events you attend, the publications you read, even online forums or social media groups where you connect with other professionals.
Don't just list them, though. Share a specific insight you gained from one of these experiences. Maybe you learned about a new online auction platform or a shift in buyer preferences.
They want to see that you're actively engaging with the evolving world of auctioneering. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Can you walk us through your process for setting auction prices?
This is where your valuation skills shine. How do you determine an item's worth? Is it based on condition, rarity, historical significance?
Show them your analytical skills. Do you research comparable sales? What factors influence your pricing strategy? Be prepared to explain your reasoning.
And don't forget about market trends. What's hot right now? Is there a particular category or type of item that's in high demand?
Be ready to discuss how you factor those trends into your pricing decisions. They might also ask about those tricky items, things with sentimental value or unique pieces that are difficult to appraise.
All right, time to brag a little with question 6. Can you give an example of a successful auction you led? Storytelling time.
Choose an example that highlights your strengths as an auctioneer. Maybe you achieved a record-breaking sale or expertly managed a challenging situation. Focus on your actions and the positive outcomes.
And remember, even if you haven't led a full auction, you can talk about assisting. Maybe you helped manage the bidding process, engaged with the audience, or contributed to a smooth operation.
It's about showcasing your contributions and the impact you made. Be prepared for follow-up questions about the challenges you faced or how you adapted your strategy during that auction.
Now for question 7, how do you engage with the audience during an auction? This is where your personality comes in.
It's more than just calling out bids. You need to create a dynamic atmosphere, build rapport with the bidders, and keep the energy high.
The guide emphasizes exuding enthusiasm during the action sessions. Do you use humor? Storytelling, how do you make each item feel special and desirable?
Think about your stage presence and your communication style. What techniques do you use to capture and maintain the audience's attention?
And be prepared to discuss how you adapt your approach for different audiences and auction formats. They might even ask about dealing with a quiet or unresponsive crowd. That takes skill.
Speaking of skills, question 8 tests your adaptability. How do you handle last-minute changes to an auction? Because as we know, things don't always go according to plan.
Think of a time when you had to think on your feet. Maybe an item was withdrawn, a bidder caused a disruption, or there was a technical issue. How did you handle it?
They want to see your problem-solving skills and your ability to remain calm under pressure. Did you communicate the changes effectively? How did you minimize disruptions and ensure a smooth auction experience?
Share specific examples of how you adapted and overcame those unexpected challenges.
And now for a crucial question about ethics. How do you ensure that all bidders have a fair chance during an auction?
This one's all about transparency and integrity. What steps do you take to create a level playing field?
The guide mentions comply with legal regulations, so be aware of any rules or industry standards. Explain how you manage the bidding process to prevent unfair advantages. Do you have clear rules and procedures?
How do you address concerns about bias or favoritism? How do you ensure that everyone has access to the same information about the items?
And be prepared to discuss how you handle disputes between bidders in a fair and impartial manner.
All right, let's wrap up part 1 with question 10. How do you handle the post-auction process, including payment and delivery of items? This might seem less glamorous, but it's essential for a smooth conclusion.
It shows your attention to detail and organizational skills. Walk them through your process. How do you document the auction results? How do you process payments?
The guide emphasizes the importance of keep records of bid history. Are you using digital tools or spreadsheets to manage this information?
They want to see that you have a system in place and that you handle these administrative tasks with efficiency and care.
And be ready to discuss any challenges you've encountered in the post-auction process. Maybe you had to deal with a late payment or a dispute over an item's condition. How did you resolve it?
Remember, this final stage is just as important as the auction itself. It's about wrapping things up professionally and ensuring a positive experience for all involved.
Welcome back. We just tackled 10 common auctioneer interview questions. We really dug into what they're looking for beyond the surface. But acing an interview is just the first step, right?
Exactly. It's about launching a successful career in this exciting, ever-changing industry. So let's move beyond the interview prep and explore some insights that can set you apart as you build your auctioneer expertise.
The RoleCatcher guide keeps emphasizing continuous learning. It seems like that's key not just for newbies, but for seasoned pros too.
Absolutely. The auction world is constantly evolving. New technologies, shifting markets, evolving buyer preferences. Staying ahead of the curve requires a commitment to ongoing learning.
So how do you show an interviewer you're dedicated to that? Is it just about listing courses or conferences?
It's about showcasing your proactive approach. Share specific insights you've gained from your learning experiences. Maybe you attended a seminar on online auction platforms or learned a new appraisal technique from a mentor.
It's about demonstrating that you're not just passively absorbing information, but actively applying it to your craft. That makes sense. The guide also stresses product comprehension as a core skill. It's not enough to just talk fast. You need to truly understand the items you're selling.
Exactly. Imagine you're auctioning a vintage watch. Knowing its history, the craftsmanship involved, maybe even a fascinating story about its previous owner. That's what captivates bidders and drives up those bids.
It's about selling an experience, not just an object. And I noticed the guide even mentions art history as a valuable skill for auctioneers.
That might seem surprising, but think about it. Whether you're selling paintings, sculptures, or antique furniture, understanding art history can add depth and context to your presentations.
It shows you're not just reciting facts, you're weaving a narrative, adding value to the items beyond their monetary worth.
It's about connecting with the bidders on an emotional level, sparking their interest and making them eager to own that piece of history.
So we've got continuous learning, product knowledge, and even a touch of art history. What other less obvious skills or knowledge can help someone thrive in this field?
This one might seem obvious, but strong communication skills are paramount. And it goes beyond just being a fast talker. Clarity, articulation, the ability to command attention, those are essential.
The guide lists speaking, persuasion, and even negotiation as core skills.
And don't underestimate the importance of active listening. You need to read the room, gauge the bidders' reactions, and adjust your approach accordingly.
It's like a dance, leading the auction while also responding to the energy of the audience.
That leads to another crucial aspect: building relationships. The guide highlights networking opportunities for auctioneers. It's not just about collecting business cards. It's about cultivating connections, becoming a trusted advisor to both buyers and sellers.
Those relationships can lead to repeat business referrals and a reputation for excellence within the industry.
It's about building trust, understanding the needs and desires of your clients, and exceeding their expectations. Now let's loop back to RoleCatcher's AI tools. We touched on how they can help you tailor your resume and practice interview answers, but let's dive a little deeper into how this technology can benefit aspiring auctioneers.
I'm curious, how exactly can AI help someone prepare for this unique career path?
One way is by analyzing those industry trends we've been discussing. RoleCatcher's AI can track emerging markets, identify shifts in buyer preferences, and highlight areas of growth within the auction world.
So it's like having a personalized market research team.
Precisely. It can provide insights into which auction specialties are in high demand, what skills are most valuable, and even where the best job opportunities might be located.
That's incredible. It takes the guesswork out of navigating this dynamic industry.
And for those who are just starting out, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze job descriptions and highlight the key skills and qualifications required for specific auctioneer roles. It can even suggest relevant courses, certifications, or volunteer opportunities to help you gain those necessary skills.
It's like having a personalized career advisor guiding you every step of the way.
And for more experienced auctioneers, RoleCatcher's AI can provide insights into salary trends, competitor analysis, and even help you identify potential clients or partners for your business.
Wow, it's really a comprehensive tool for anyone looking to excel in this industry. So we've talked about essential skills, the importance of continuous learning, and even how AI can play a role in your career development. What final piece of advice would you give someone preparing for an auctioneer interview?
I'd say be authentic, be enthusiastic, and be prepared to share your passion for the world of auctions.
Let that personality shine through, because ultimately it's your passion and dedication that will make you stand out and thrive in this exciting and dynamic field. Welcome back to our deep dive into the auction world. We've covered those tricky interview questions and explored key insights to help you stand out as an auctioneer. But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we mentioned earlier: networking. The guide emphasizes its importance, but let's go beyond the typical advice.
Yeah, networking is more than just attending industry events or exchanging business cards. It's about building genuine connections and establishing yourself as a valuable resource within the auction community.
So how can someone new to the field start building those connections? Should they just show up at auctions and start chatting people up?
Well, that's actually a great starting point. Attend local auctions, even if you're just observing. Introduce yourself to auctioneers. Ask insightful questions. Show genuine interest. You never know who you might meet or what opportunities might arise from a simple conversation.
It's about being proactive and putting yourself out there. And what about online networking? Are there specific platforms or groups that are particularly valuable for aspiring auctioneers?
Absolutely. There are online forums, social media groups, and even dedicated auctioneer associations. They offer fantastic opportunities to connect with other professionals, share insights, and learn from experienced mentors.
It's like having a virtual support system and knowledge base right at your fingertips. And as you build those connections, remember, it's not just about what you can get, but also what you can give.
Exactly. Offer your assistance. Volunteer your time. Share your knowledge. Building a strong network is a two-way street. And by being a valuable resource, you'll establish yourself as a trusted and respected member of the auction community.
So we've talked about networking. Let's touch on one final piece of advice before we send you off to ace that interview. The guide mentions the importance of enthusiasm, but I think it goes deeper than just smiling and sounding excited.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It's about conveying your genuine passion for the world of auctions. Let your enthusiasm shine through in your answers, your interactions, and even your body language.
It's about showing the interviewer that you're not just here for a job. You're here because you love the excitement, the challenge, the art of connecting people with unique and valuable items.
Because ultimately, it's that passion that will fuel your success as an auctioneer. It's what will drive you to continuously learn, grow, and thrive in this dynamic and rewarding field.
So there you have it. We've explored the ins and outs of auctioneer interview prep, uncovered key insights from the RoleCatcher resources, and even delved into the importance of networking and genuine enthusiasm.
You're now equipped with the knowledge and strategies to not only ace that interview, but also launch a successful and fulfilling career in the world of auctions.
Remember, Be confident, be prepared, and most importantly, let your passion shine through. Good luck, you've got this.